What is going on, everybody? Hey, Dom, how are you doing?
Um,
Johnny, here we go, folks. We're back for another Wednesday night. The title of the show, whatever the hell you want to call it, who the hell knows what it's going to be? But basically, you know what? It's really just it's another sports talk podcast. We talk sports. We talk I don't know, and whatever else may be a topic that comes up.
this is true. You never know with us,
You never can
or you
tell.
guys in the chat even.
Yep. Yeah. So, how you doing, John?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. Traveling, busy as I was just saying when we were backstage. I don't know what my own bed is going to be like. I'm trying to think between now and the middle of December. Let's see, one, two, three, four. Probably four times I'll be able to sleep in my own bed.
What's up, Big John? Happy birthday.
Big John, happy birthday! How's it going, buddy?
You should join us,
Oh,
Big John. I know Anthony said he's going to try.
yeah. So you know, baseball, football. Man, I tell you, I look, at some of the stuff that was going on, and I think, once again, you get another weekend when you look and you go, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
I mean, and some not, I don't want to say not super unpredictable, but man, I didn't expect the Chargers to get waxed.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't see that.
I mean, for them to go ahead and just get flipping the Chargers. I mean, the way people were talking about them,
Same schedules we've been on last week.
and to go ahead and to go ahead and go 35-6.
Yeah.
I mean, that was crazy. I mean, other ones, I didn't know what to expect. I mean, honestly, the Browns only losing by 7 to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's no such thing as moral victories, but that's pretty darn good. Shador Sanders is going to start. What do you think about that?
I did not hear that, but that should be an interesting to see happen because they're playing, I think, the Raiders, I believe.
Yeah, they announced it today. I guess Gabriel is injured, so they're going to start him and everything. And how about that? When he was playing last week, his house got broken into, $200,000 worth of stuff
Yeah, I
stolen.
heard about that.
Yeah,
Have some security, but
I will say, the Broncos beating the Chiefs. I was a little, I don't want to say I was surprised by that because I think when they're playing in,
what's up, Chuck?
hey, Chuck, how you doing, sir? Um, you know, not say I'm not totally surprised, but when I was able to watch some of that game before I had to leave on Sunday, and I'm sorry I got into town. I was able to watch some of that game before I had to go ahead and go to work. I had to start working on Sunday. I was surprised at just how close it was.
Yeah.
I really thought it would go ahead. Hey, Larkin, how you doing, buddy? I really thought. I mean, I figured the Colts. I mean, the Broncos had a chance. Just the way Knicks had been playing the last couple of weeks, I just didn't think it. But that defense is for real.
Yeah.
That defense is for real and everything. And then I watched, the Sunday night game, and I got to tell you, I mean, I know Philadelphia won, but
It was not impressive.
they're not impressive in their wins.
No.
They're
kind of becoming like we were last year, the cardiac commanders. They're like the cardiac eagles. Not
True.
really. They're not showing that they are a Super Bowl champion team. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think I think What the hell is John cooking?
He's got a point there. If it's going to take you a few weeks,
Yeah, well, hey, maybe he's
smoking that brisket for a week.
smoking a whole hog and it's
Yeah,
going
there you
really,
go.
really slow. Yeah, but I tell you, it's wide open. I mean, not I don't. Even though you look at New England and you see where they are, I don't know that second year quarterback thing, and I don't know. To me, it, you need I don't know. I've always just looked at it, and very rarely is like who's the last team that you can look at who won a Super Bowl where you were like, those guys are all average. Like they play well together. You know what I'm saying? Well, like who
Right.
like who's the last team that you see right when you can seriously think about it and go back and go, like nothing against Drake May, but he's been there only 2 years.
Right.
Second year. And I'm not saying that I'm not, he's definitely in the MVP, contention. But when you look at that team, yeah, probably the last time would have been when the Giants won. That's a really good thing because even though they had Eli, you still went ahead and were like, eh, eh,
Yeah, it wasn't. That is true. Locking, you're right. By November, you'll see Valentine's Day stuff.
Yeah, but the NFL, I mean, it's going to be very interesting because when you look at it, we'll see what happens as these teams go ahead and get to make the playoffs. I mean, Buffalo, I don't understand what the hell. I mean, they,
Yeah.
I mean, well, they played Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a good team, but they had to go ahead and do it. And Josh Allen, I guess, said, you know what, folks, no more. We're not losing another one. We're not losing this week. I don't care what happens. If we do lose, it's all going to be because of me. And the guy goes out there, and friggin', throws for three TDs. He ran for 3 TDs. 6 touchdowns by the guy. So you give the guy credit. He went ahead.
I see the AFC winning the Super Bowl this year. I don't see any NFC team that can really hold up to them. Nobody's put that foot forward yet. And I'm watching Monday night game. Oh my Lord. I'm watching Geno Smith. It's like he's not even scrambling out of the pocket. He's literally walking out of the pocket. I'm like, dude, you have to use your legs a little bit. Because they held him pretty good in the first half.
Yeah.
And they just gave it up in the second. I'm like, really? Yeah, Rams are good, but I just don't see them against like the Broncos or Patriots team. I just don't, especially the Broncos.
I will say honestly, I think the AFC, the Rams is definitely the Rams are definitely up there. I can see them.
Yeah.
I mean they're good. Stafford is playing. Hey Anthony, what's going on, man? How are you? What do you call it? Stafford is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
So that's that's really good. I think the other team you got Seattle, like Lawkins says, but like, and I was just gonna mention, that was one thing I was thinking. As I was thinking of teams, I thought about, the Rams, and I thought about Seattle. I thought the same thing. How much do you trust Sam Darnold?
Right.
I really don't know. I really don't know how much you could sit there and go ahead and trust him. I really don't. I think he is. I mean, he's proven that he can go ahead and get the thing done week 1 through week 18, from that side. There's a guy right there, Love, who is definitely not what I think people thought he would be.
Yeah.
He has seemed to to have regressed, from here he was. And then you have, say we want to say Caleb Williams has been playing better. I don't necessarily know if I don't think it's enough for them to go ahead and make the playoffs, but
There, let's see, where are they at? They're
But it is.
7-3. Yeah, I just don't. He's doing a lot better than he did his first year, but
I know they're in first place. I think they're in first place more because the Packers have underperformed and the Lions have underperformed.
oh yeah,
Minnesota, in my opinion, you really were not going to know about Minnesota because Minnesota basically was starting a rookie quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though he was there, right? Now, even though McCarthy was there last year, he didn't play. It's his first year. He's a rookie. That's just the way it is. That's so from that standpoint, you're going to take a lot of lumps, and you see it with him.
Yeah.
You see all of that, with him and everything. From that standpoint. So.
Yeah, it's going to be, and this week's got some really bad games that nobody's going to want to watch.
Yep.
I don't know if you watched the podcast me and Anthony did last night, but I told him, yeah, there's one other game we're going to lose by 12.5, even though it's our bye week. We'll find a way. We did pick up Moody, but I don't think he's going to do us any good. That's not what we. I mean, yeah, we need help there, but we need defense and offensive linemen.
Yeah. Who's the player that hurt Rodgers? I want his autograph. Oh, look at you, man. Chuck.
Thank God
Come
Anthony's
on,
only in the chat. He's not here live with us.
Who?
Anthony. I think he's in the chat, but
Anthony would know.
But it's a what is it, a fractured hand on his non-throwing hand? So I mean, he'll probably play.
I don't know. The season will go ahead and now you're getting into the nitty gritty, right? You're getting close. You get these last couple of weeks out there. You get these last couple of weeks, and then you get into December where the real the real season starts. That next quarter of the season or third of the season, whatever the hell it's called. That last quarter, the fourth quarter of the season is coming up here soon. And that's where you will see if teams go ahead and separate. Joe Burrows was back. He didn't practice, but he seems to be back with the team. Mason Rudolph. Da, 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 da. I'd rather root for LaFlop than that piece of shit Rodgers.
Wow.
That's big. That's big right there. Would you would you root for the Cubs rather than Rodgers? Dust off, Davis Mills, because CJ Stroud is out again.
Yep.
Yeah. He would root for the Cubs. Yowzers.
That's rough.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, the free agency stuff is starting to. People are starting to sign. It's interesting. Some players took some of the they took the what do you call that? The whatever whatever that offer is that the owners go ahead and send them the qualifying offer, whatever the heck it's called. Shota Imaga took his, Grisham took his, Woodruff took his. That's going to be interesting. I tell you, Naylor. Yeah, I was very surprised that many did. Especially for me, especially Shota and Brandon Woodruff from the Brewers. They both did. I forgot Glaber took his too.
Yeah.
It's very, very surprising. Very, very surprising that they did. The only thing I can think of is some of these guys are thinking, man, I might where they are in their career. They might be looking at their age, where they are in their career, and thinking, what good is it for me to sign a 2 or 3 year contract when I don't know what's going on after next season? Everybody's talking about the potential lockout, stuff like that, So I mean, who knows? Yeah, they traded Grayson Rodriguez to the Angels. So I'm not sure what is going on there and everything. I think the Josh Naylor, for us Met fans, the Josh Naylor signing is very, very interesting. Even though it was 5 years, 92 million, so that's not like a massive contract. I mean, to be honest with you, it's what 18 million years or so ish.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. It doesn't bode well for the Mets to retain Pete Alonso because it's going to be hard to convince, Pete to take, 3 years or even 4 years when you look at Josh Naylor and what Josh Naylor got. Now, yes, Josh Naylor is a better defensive, he's better contact. He is one of those sneaky guys who steal bases. He's a contact hitter type guy. He might hit you 280, maybe 290, probably get you 20, 25 home runs. It's just very interesting. It doesn't bode well because in all the Mets, rumblings and talking behind the scenes you hear, Mets don't really want to go more than 3 years, let alone do they want to go 5.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do, from that stuff. Yep. Baseball team from Georgia brought back Iglesias. The Mets are talking to Devin Williams. I haven't heard if Tucker's talking to anybody yet.
I'm saying I know Bellinger has been possibly linked to the Braves as well.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at Hassan Kim for first base for us. I haven't seen any much from us besides obviously Josh Bell, DeYoung, and one other guy going for free agency, which is fine.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wonder if a lot of these guys that are those, depending on their age, right? Depending on their status as far as, are they full-time starter, are they part-time starter? Some of these guys taking that qualifying offer makes sense if you believe what is going on with the owners is the potential of a lockout for next year.
Yeah.
So
do we want to pay all this money out if we're going to just lock them out?
Yeah.
Did Bo re-sign with the Blue Jays yet or no?
Who?
Bo, did he re-sign?
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's who they're saying that he's going to stick around there. He's not going to go anywhere, but they get the right money, they'll get rid of him.
What's like with all these guys, right? Oh, this guy won't do this guy won't do that. You're full of crap. I mean, if these guys are gonna go, if you're gonna put these guys in a what do you call it? In a situation where they're not sure, And again, if you're a Glaber Torres, right?
To talk about Major League Baseball, let's start with the Philadelphia.
If you're Glaber Torres, you can get 22 million, or you can try and go on the open market.
Right.
If you're Glaber Torres, are you going to get more than 22 million? Maybe not. You might not even get off. You might not even get a $22 million. You may get hey, we'll give you 20 million for 2 years.
Yeah.
So he may be thinking, no, why would I do that? I'll take my 22 million now and be happy about it.
All right. that's what I was looking at. The Bo Bichette, they offered him 22. He said no, and they expect him to get 200 million somewhere else.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. I mean, I hate to say it as much as it pains me, but it wouldn't surprise me to see the Dodgers make a play for him.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. But like Dom says, yeah, the it's going to take, if he's good, if it's going to take 5 years. If the Naylor got 5 years, it's going to take 5. And I don't know, honestly, if the owner will do it, which is disheartening because he gave it the perception that, like you look at what he's done over the years, retiring Darryl Strawberry's number and Doc Gooden's number and and Keith Hernandez's numbers, right? Like, oh, the homegrown guys, keep them, bring them back, make them a part of the organization, the greats of the game. So you're gonna watch. So that's what you're gonna do with Pete. You're gonna let Pete go, and then Pete plays 5 more years or 8 more years, then he retires. And then a couple of years after that, what? You retire number 20 and you bring him back and you put him in the Mets Hall of Fame. I mean, I don't get it. I'm going to be very if the Mets let him walk, I'm going to be very disappointed. Yeah, like all those guys. Yeah, any of those guys going ahead and signing this qualifying offer, they're taking a big chance.
Yeah.
Because if they do bad, like if you had a bad year, I can understand you taking it. Like Trent Grisham surprises me.
Yeah.
He had a pretty good year for the Yankees. I don't know if he would have got a deal that would have been more than 22 million a year for X number of years. But you'd think that would have been a guy who could have at least gotten maybe 2 years, 30 million. But then again, he might be looking, you know what? I'll take the qualifying offer. I'll make my 22 million. I'm not worried necessarily about, what happens after that. But Grisham, Torres, Woodruff, Imaga all took the qualifying offers and are going to get $22 million. I mean, that's,
Well, looking at for Pete, the top landing spot right now is the Red Sox.
Yep.
Mets and Rangers are in there, but also Mariners and Cubs.
Well, so I would think the Mariners are out because I don't think Pete wants to DH that much. That's one of the things that people are a little bit, in a way, upset about him. In New York, which is like, I want to play first base. I want to play every day, and I want to play first base. And the game against me, there are people who are going, well, Pete has to go ahead and hello there, Erasmus. Welcome. Yeah, I agree, Chuck. Yeah, bet on yourself. But to me, I think you look at some of these guys who have done that, and it makes me, it makes me wonder. Trent Grisham is only 29 years old. I don't understand why a guy at 29 would accept that, right? Imaga, it makes sense. Woodruff, it makes sense. Torres, it makes sense. The other guy, I mean, Grissom, it doesn't. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how everything, winds up, working out for them. But did you see that baseball signed a new deal? So they have a deal with ESPN, Peacock,
Netflix, and NBC.
and Netflix. So now it's the exact. Now, what gets me is I'm wondering how they are going to honor, or if they're going to honor, or how they are going to honor the the MLB extra innings.
Yeah.
Because you get MLB extra innings. Typically, you do still have blackouts and everything. But I wonder if there's going to be any more. What else it could be? Oh, the game is on. I think the what did they say about Netflix? So the way it works, ESPN has carried maintenance, so they become the rights holder of MLB.TV, and that's going to be part of the app. So now, if you pay for the unlimited app, do you get that automatically, or now am I having to pay for MLB TV plus the unlimited app?
Right, because NBC got Sunday leadoff and wild card series in the postseason.
Who got that?
NBC.
So NBC, okay, they get the Sunday night game and they get the playoffs.
Yeah, the wild card part of it, and then Netflix will air the T-Mobile Home Run Derby and opening night exclusive and special event games set to include the 2026 MLB Field of Dreams game and the World Series Baseball Classic in Japan.
So
ESPN also required the rights to sell MLB TV. Wow.
Right.
All right, well.
So now, not only do you have to have nothing, so you could, so you have MLB TV, you have ESPN Unlimited for other stuff. I mean, it's just,
you got to have so many different apps and things that you're paying for to be able to see a whole season.
Yeah.
Or
and you might not.
And all that kind of stuff.
What I found out what's weird for me is I think when I move, like right now on MLB TV, when I want to watch, I can't watch, I can't watch the Mets when they're playing against the baseball team from Georgia. So I have to go ahead and I have to watch it. Can't watch it on MLB TV. I got to watch it on whatever the station that they may have it on here. But it's going to be worse because, I think when I move, now all of a sudden it's like there's blackouts going to be. I think it's for Georgia, for I think the Cincinnati Reds, I think the Nationals, and I think maybe even the Baltimore Orioles. Because they live in North Carolina, and all of a sudden there's like 4 teams that are now blackout on like MLB TV.
Good thing is you have that website you can go to.
True, but that's still freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's this whole blackout thing. If you're going to sign these type of deals,
there should be no blackouts.
There should be no blackouts. If someone has to have 3 different friggin' subscriptions or 3 different things to watch to watch. I mean, you figure, are there going to be regular games on ESPN, or did the rights mean that they bought the rights to be able to have MLB.TV? So does it mean we're getting less games because now Peacock has Sunday Night Baseball? So does that mean that's really it? Is like Sunday Night Baseball the only baseball game that's going to be on a national broadcast? What is the ESPN going to do? So you mean okay, if ESPN, if it's unlimited, if it was part of the unlimited ESPN, I mean, you wind up actually paying a lot more money for MLB that way
Mhm.
than you would if you buy it outright. But I don't understand what they're trying. They're making it. They want people to watch. Okay, cool. Let's put number one some of the most popular games and most popular stuff before. TBS and Fox will still have national games. Okay. That's good. But you put some of the most popular stuff. People like watching the home run derby. Hey, let's put it behind a pay window.
Yeah.
People like watching the Field of Dreams. Hey, let's put it behind a pay window. People like watching the WBO. Guess what? Let's put that behind a pay window. Like, how do you draw more fans?
With making them pay money to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get that, Don, but 30 games is not a lot of games. So in reality, they really bought it to go ahead and get MLB.TV.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I mean, that's really what it boils down to. And Sunday Night Baseball doesn't start when the baseball season. It says right here, the 25 Sunday Night Baseball games will air mostly on NBC, with the rest on the new NBC Sports Network. All will stream on Peacock. The first game on NBC will be April 12th, and then the next one will be in May after the NBA playoffs.
Oh, wow. It's so messed up what they're doing. They just want us to fork over money after money after money.
Wait. In addition to baseball games, this gives NBC a year-round nights of sports on Sunday nights. It has the NFL. It'll start debuting NBA, and then it will have baseball.
I thought Prime got the NBA.
Prime, maybe they just didn't get Sunday. Yeah, that's what you'll get. That's what you're going to get. Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Dodgers. You'll get Philly, Philly and the Mets in there. You'll get the Cubs games and stuff like that. I pay for SNY, and out of 6 games a week, I can usually watch 3 to 4. That's not bad, Dom. NBA is on a handful of networks. That's just it. It's getting so spread out. It's just that it's number one, it's hard to keep up. And then number two, again, more money. Yeah.
Yep.
Prime has football, Prime has NBA, I mean, I don't know. I guess, you figure, John, it's no matter what sport it is, the truth is, to try and sell out is difficult. They're charging so much money. It costs you so much money if just to go to a game. For a family to go to a game, it's like, it's almost like they're spending vacation money.
Yeah, that's true. They do. They get the Wednesday night game.
Really? Prime gets the Wednesday night game? Yeah.
But again, it's another subscription service you have to subscribe to. You're going to pay like $300 a year if you want to watch all the sports. If not,
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you're only paying $300. If you're lucky.
It's ridiculous.
And
then not all of us are as rich as Dom up there, so
Yeah.
we can't just get them all.
No, but then on top of that, then they get pissed off when Tampa Bay doesn't draw, when Florida doesn't draw, when Pittsburgh doesn't draw, right? You get all pissed off, all that kind of crap and everything when they don't draw. Well, you're not making you know,
It depends on the. You can get it as low as $10 all the way up to I think it's 30 without
yeah,
it.
there's a range.
I took the middle tier just because I don't mind watching some commercials here and there.
That's the same thing with us. Only thing that's broke on you maybe is a toe,
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, I just, from that standpoint, it's, it just gets to the point where, again, this is the only, when you think about from a standpoint of is this is the one thing that they can really get the most revenue out of when they go to these media deals. And even though they got to put them behind, paywalls and stuff like that, because, with only so many seats, in arenas or in stadiums, they're not selling them out. So, not, that's not good right there, and then you got to figure, you get to a point to where you can't even go ahead and afford the tickets.
that's true.
So how do you keep the tickets affordable and still, I don't know, still be able to pay? The truck is $7.99 for
That's
Netflix.
right. Yeah, it's $7.99 for the low one. I forgot.
Yeah, I think that's the
one
one.
TV.
I think, are you limited?
To how many TVs you can put it on, or is it two?
Yeah, I'm not sure, or how many accounts you could have. I know, like, there's the tier you have, and I think then is there one more before you get to the really expensive ones? Is there another one
You
that
have
lets
the.
you have multiple logins or something like that?
I don't think there's one that has multiple logins. It has, like, I can do 4 TVs and not have a problem
No.
at my level, which is I think 17 or 18.99 plus tax. But and then the upper one you can get unlimited TVs, I believe it is, and no ads. But I'm not spending $30.
I pay for SNY Prime, YouTube Premium. That's it. No streaming. That all is streaming.
Yeah, YouTube Premium ain't cheap either, though.
But I'm saying that's all streaming.
It is.
Yeah,
That's all right.
Yeah, you're right. Even that went up. It's hard. I mean, it's funny.
I'll be right back.
Yep. I find myself, watching games that I would not necessarily watch just to be able to watch a game that is on, because I don't have, this package, that package, or some other kind of package. I'm gonna, gotta try and figure. It's weird, it's crazy when you figure you have to, stuff that we used to be able to get, on regular TV in New York, was Channel 9 for the Mets, Channel 11 for the Yankees. It was WGN for, Cubbies, it was TBS for the baseball team from Georgia. And I'm sure there was other things all around, the other places, years ago. Yeah. I mean, you see, you didn't worry about it. Every game was on TV pretty much. You have to worry about it, and now it's like you're having to try and, pick and choose. If you're someone who loves sports and you love sitting in front of the TV watching yourself, you have to figure out, well, what's really the most important ones to me, or you have to try and go the other route. And we all know what that one is. YouTube Premium is cheapest option, no ads, won't fork over the time or the money to watch broadcast TV. Yeah, but Dom, I don't know if you can get one of those antennas and get stuff over the free wire, but it doesn't make a difference. A lot of that stuff isn't on there anymore. You don't have You don't have as much on, lack of better words, free TV. Excuse me. You just don't have that. So who knows? I don't know, man. It's getting, it's getting crazy. Everything, it's just it's like the only real stuff on TV to watch. Yeah. And again, to your point, people are so busy and stuff like that. It's harder. 2 jobs, rugby was 4 nights a week. Wow. Yeah, it makes you wonder how it's going to keep going. How is it going to get to the point, with what they're going to try and do? Will there be somebody, I mean, obviously, you know, you can't say things, well, if you go ahead and wait, things will go ahead, and get back to the way, they used to be. Excuse me. No, that's not true. I mean, it's, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, it's hard to go ahead and get it back in. And, and I just I don't see a lot of people, I don't see a lot of people buying in. And I say that, but then I think, you know what? If you move somewhere, and you don't have a lot of, professional sports in your area, and that's what you want to watch, well, then you're going to have to pay. There's no two ways about it. I mean, if you live in, I don't know, nowhere, Montana, where there's nothing but, ranches to the left of you, ranches to the right, in front of you, behind you, because you live on a 10,000 acre ranch and everything. Well, you want to watch sports, pick what you want, pick your poison and figure out how much you want to spend.
Yeah.
That's really what it boils down to. How much money are you going to be willing to spend to watch and, stuff like that. And, then you're going to get people that are going to do, what people are going to do what they got to do. Right. I mean, I gotta believe Netflix is going to have to try and figure out a way to do something, or maybe ESPN, I guess, or maybe it is Netflix, is going to have to figure out a way to do something with the whole VPN thing because you can watch everything on Netflix if you're not in the United States. Let's say when it comes to the WWE, if you have a Netflix account, so hey, you can pay that, so the people right across the damn border in Canada, they, where we have to pay for Netflix and we have to pay for, ESPN Plus or Peacock or whatever it may be, they just got to pay for Netflix and they get everything.
Yeah.
Look.
Wow. He's just rubbing it in.
Man.
It doesn't make sense. They need to find one platform, put it all there, charge a certain set fee, and be done with it.
Like, to me, from a network perspective, like if you're, I don't care, you're NBC Sports and you're going to make a splash, why wouldn't you want all of MLB?
Yeah.
Why would you be okay with Netflix having the home run derby? Why would you be okay with ESPN having, I don't know, the wild card round of the playoffs? Yeah. Like, why would you be okay with that? Say, look, I want the whole friggin' thing.
Give me it all. This is what we're going to give you.
will make your will make your customers ultimately happy because they only have to pay one price. They're not paying all these different prices. Probably. But I don't. But to me, I guess that's why I will never. I wouldn't go ahead and I wouldn't go ahead and do well as the commissioner of one of these type leagues and everything, because that's what I would try and do.
Yeah,
And
try to find something where it's all one place. This is where you're going to go to see it all.
Yeah, well, you're trying to go ahead and get your fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, why not try and keep your fan base happy?
I agree, but I think what they're trying to do is pick up more people, but you're not really going to do that with having it spread across that many different platforms.
Well, here's the thing that gets me, and we talked about this before when it came to WWE and going with ESPN, and you have to get the ESPN Unlimited to be able to watch, all the PLEs other than Saturday Night's Main Event on ESPN.
Yeah.
And we said, where is the advantage to that? Because there are not a lot of wrestling fans who are going to be pumped up to watch Montana State against Idaho State play college football.
Exactly.
Or college volleyball or I don't know, pardon me, or whatever other
You might even not watch regular baseball or football, so it's like, okay, well, I'm paying $30 a month for one show a month, if that.
right. Where's the draw and how many people who would get that or are the ones who are going to watch, if I'm a college football fanatic, okay, I'm going to watch college football, watch college football. Oh, there's a PLE. Oh, let me not watch college football and watch that.
Right.
And
you look at December for them fans, there's nothing in December that's going to be on ESPN.
Yes, Dom.
I mean, that's $30 you're wasting unless you're into other sports.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't see the point of it. But I know there's people out there that do it.
Well, there is, and it's probably one of those things that they look at from a standpoint of they're playing the numbers game, right? They're playing the numbers game that more people will want to see and will be willing to pay.
Right.
Right? They're saying, you know what? There are enough people out there that will pay, the extra X number of dollars, to watch. Again, to me, I look at it from a standpoint of is, like how many new people, let's go back to baseball. How many new people who don't have a Netflix account who like baseball are going to be, oh man, I'm going to get Netflix so I can watch the home run derby.
Yeah. I just don't see that.
Hey, let me go ahead and spend $8. Let me spend $8 a month so I can watch this 4-hour program.
Yeah.
Where is the logic? Where is the logic in that whole thing? Explain to me how that works because I don't get it.
Well, they got one other thing too, didn't they? They got the Field of Dreams as well. I mean, really? That's another game that nobody's going to care about, really.
Again, if you care about it, are you gonna, like, oh well, hey, let me go ahead and spend again, like I wonder, it'd be interesting to see how many people would sign up for the home run derby
And then cancel right after it.
and then cancel right after it.
I can see that being a thing.
But
Dom, it's still around, buddy. Where's rugby? Is rugby really a thing?
Yeah, I don't see it on TV here.
Yeah. So
Rugby does not own a day in America.
or lacrosse. That's another one.
Yeah.
No, you don't see that. Sorry, Dom.
No. Nope. So
Going forward, it's going to be interesting to see how it works. Because I mean, if ESPN was having the viewership so bad with the last PLE that they had, and they were not happy with it, if that goes on for a second and third one, do they keep it or do they try to have something worked in? Do you know there's something in that contract somewhere? But I just don't see them. If they get 2 or 3 more that are really bad, I can't see them keeping them. It would make no sense to them for losing money.
because I can't imagine they should have gone with the WWE network model. Everybody laughed about it, whatever you want, but $10 a month. I think it actually wound up going up. Didn't it get up to like 20? But I'm not sure. But even at 10, at $10 a month, very few people are gonna blink an eye
Right.
for $10 a month.
No, you just put everything on there.
Boom. Put everything on there, up it to 20. Okay, that's great globally, but
But
can
we're on
I?
TV here.
What channel
There you
can
go.
I go and watch rugby on Sunday or Thursday?
And YouTube does not count as a channel.
Yeah, don't tell me I can go watch replays on YouTube. Well, Dom, soccer has a massive
Yes,
global footprint compared, and guess what? How popular is it? See, they're afraid, Dom. They're afraid that nobody would watch them on Sunday because of why? American football.
Football, that's right.
Football, grande football Americano.
I mean, I wouldn't mind watching a match, but I'm not going to sit there and just every Sunday watch it. No.
I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, we have Life College not too far from, I think they still have Life College. I'm not sure. But Life College had one of the best freaking rugby teams, and it was a freaking chiropractic school.
All right. I'm going to check out Dom's thing here. There.
Mostly Saturdays. Quarter of the Peacock's content is rugby. Peacock the network or Peacock NBC? Collegiate. CBS Sports, Paramount Plus, and Peacock show rugby. Again, 3 more things I got to pay for. And it's not popular.
I mean, they have some games, but I mean, it's not like I'd be sitting there watching. No. I don't know about a quarter of the content, but still. Well, I'm glad you had a buddy that played it for life. That's good for you, buddy.
No, played for Life University.
Oh.
Yeah, that's basically in the town that yeah. It was amazing. You see these guys and you're going, holy cow, those guys are becoming chiropractors.
I know, right?
I'm sorry. How did that Samoan guy go ahead and figure out to come to Life College in Marietta, Georgia?
I'm curious. I know Dom likes rugby. I wonder if he's just played it one too many times.
Way to go, Dom. Way to stand up for your rights. You got to fight for your right to rugby. But they don't wear helmets.
That's kind of what I'm worried about.
Yep. I get Peacock is included because I have Comcast. That'll probably go away, so I'm going to have to pay for Peacock now.
At least Peacock's not super expensive.
Most international rugby is streamed on the Peacocks. So when you say on the Peacocks, you mean on the Peacock Network, on NBC Sport, on NBC? Which one of those?
I want to say it means the site Peacock itself. Because looking it up, they do have quite a bit of rugby on their channel, but
Got it, Dom. Thanks, sir. Sometimes your accent throws me off, Dom, when you're talking.
see, you should be on here with us, Tom. Then we'd understand a little better. That's all I'm saying.
Now I'm going to look and I'm going to probably try. And is there a tutorial, Dom, on the rules to rugby?
I'm sure there is somewhere.
They do. ESPN does. And yeah. What do you have against foreigners? I don't have anything against foreigners, Dom. I come from a long list of foreigners.
I don't have anything against them. I'm not racist. I just don't like everybody equally. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Excuse me. Oh, man. Oh, no. See, basketball starting to...
Went through the bridge. Interesting.
A truck with an excavator on a trailer went under the pass and bucket now sticking. Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to have to look that one up. That picture would be interesting to look at.
Huh.
Well, I warned Steve about driving that truck, but,
Okay, World Rugby site. Chuck and I will give you a quick tutorial. Can you type that much, or would you have to get on and talk about it, or could we get on? Could we get on? In all seriousness, this is 100% serious. It doesn't have to be, let's say, a game that's live, but would there be an opportunity to get on the tube here and watch it? Add YouTube to the screen somehow, watch something on YouTube, and you explain what is going on when that game is being played. Because to go ahead and just say, hey, so when the guy has the big white ball and he throws it like this and it goes down, and stuff like that. Like I understand the scrum thing, but I don't understand the scrum thing. And then you score, you go over a goal line and you kind of sort of score, but you don't score, and if you get tackled, you still keep the ball, but you got to flip it back to one of your other dudes. So. But I mean that in all seriousness. Like, I would love to go ahead and have an idea. That's the only thing when you look at it, you're like, wow, it looks cool, but when you don't understand the rules to
what
the game,
hell is going on?
You're like, well, I'm not going to watch because I don't know where the excitement part comes from.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, did you see that guy just did that? What do you
do? That could be one of our podcasts we do with them guys.
Little explanation would go a long way.
Yes, it would.
Don's
in for it.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, it looks like Chuck might be in for it too. So in a future broadcast, we will learn about rugby, y'all.
Yeah, because again, I really wouldn't mind. I mean, I have nothing against it. When you don't know anything about it, you've never played it. The most domestic streams explain the game. Oh, okay.
And after that, we can all learn how to do polo or pickleball.
Water or regular? Our friends at the lake do pickleball, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, when you come here, you'll have to learn to play pickleball. All right. I go, to me, it looks like outdoor ping pong, but okay. Yeah.
We could do. We could also do cricket.
I wonder if that's the link to the crash.
Let me. You can't click on it in there for some reason.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's something about APOC wrestling just reached a whole new level. Mercedes Moan is officially the new APAC Wrestling Women's Champion.
Oh my gosh, again. Man, what is that, like 14 belts? That's just too much. Cricket is fun too. I've never
Oh wow, yeah, that is sticking straight up to the bridge. Wow, that second one is the one that has that. Interesting. Yeah, living over there watching cricket, it is interesting to watch. How you logging that? Yeah, I can't believe he stuck it right through.
I don't know, cricket's another one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, rugby looks exciting. Again, I think if you know the rules, you could go, it would be better, stuff like that. I wouldn't mind. It'd be one of those things. I mean, honestly, if there was a baseball game and a rugby game, I'm going to watch baseball. If there's basketball and rugby, I'll watch, the basketball game, but if it's rugby and it's, the professional cornhole tournament, I'll probably go ahead and watch, I watch rugby.
Yeah, but that cornhole tournament could be really good. Just saying.
I guess.
Chuck says he'll watch rugby before anything.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Never gotten into it. I've seen like in movies and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm sure that's not the same. But so I don't know if anybody watched Monday night in the chat. What did y'all think of Monday Night Raw? Kind of predictable, except for Dolph Ziggler showing up.
Yeah, and to me, like I said, to me, he should have been Nick Nemeth. He shouldn't have come back. He could have dressed like Dolph. He could have came out to I can't that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have come out to all that kind of music. No issue with that, in my opinion. There's no way he should have come out as Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I mean, from what I hear, I guess they signed both of those guys to contracts. I don't know for sure, but Cardona was saying that he was signed, but I don't know. Dolph wasn't going to win that match. We knew that.
I don't know what to me, I don't understand what they're trying to do. I really don't. I don't get it. I would believe that maybe Mello might have had a chance if he wasn't going up against Reed, but going up against Bronson Reed, I mean, how can you make him? How can you make Bronson Reed lose?
Right.
Going into War Games.
You can't really. I mean,
and you look at who has won. Woo woo woo. That's true. You look at WrestleMania recap videos. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I agree. One of them should have won.
Very true. More ripping off TNA to go ahead and make them weaker.
Because I mean, if you bring him in, and like I said, I know they signed Joe Henry. That was put out there. Why wasn't he one of them guys? Are they saving him for something? I
Joe
can't see.
Hendry and Ilya Dragunov for the Open USA Championship. But if they were to do that and then take the belt off of Ilya, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't. I just don't understand the whole John Cena thing. When you look who is there, again, if Bronson Reed wins, Penta, Finn Balor, I don't know about that. But then you look at who was left. I don't know, man. I mean, are we really? I think one of the things they're doing is, if you notice, why there's no brackets, because now it's easy for them to go ahead and make up whatever they want to make up.
That's what I think. If they don't feel somebody's going to be good enough, they'll pull him out and substitute him somehow with he's injured or whatever.
No, Hendry's not. Unless the rumors are wrong, rumors were that Joe signed with WWE. I don't understand the neck tattoos. I see Dominic Mysterio's neck tattoo, and be honest with you, this shit is ugly looking.
Yeah, he signed with the WWE. Yeah. His TNA contract expired at the end of this year, so they can sign him, since basically they just tear off each other. But yeah,
he signed a main roster deal. I don't get it. Again, somebody else who jumps the line for guys who have been there for a long time. And I understand that might be how it works, but I don't understand, like some of these guys who have promise, I really don't understand how or why they re-sign with the WWE.
yeah, all right, yeah. So Cardona did not sign, but he signed a merchandise deal with them. So, right, yeah, they would just, yeah. So,
Yeah,
and
I
I knew
don't.
the whole John Cena thing, how that was going to turn out, and who he's going to. I didn't expect Sheamus, but I knew Ray was going to come out. I saw that. But I think in my mind, in that match, it should have been Ray pinning Dominic. Would have been a better ending to it. And we all knew you were going to see Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at the end of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that, and I mean the whole thing was set. I mean, everybody kind of sort of knew about the way War Games was going to wind up being. The women one, we'll see what happens there. Right now, each one of those still need a fifth. Does that mean does Bailey join? Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, and Io, or who's there fifth and everything? But I don't know, man. I just like, why the hell did you have Brock Lesnar squash the shit out of John Cena?
I think that was John Cena's idea.
And then, but then to not have Cena be a part of the War Games match.
Yeah. I agree there. He should have been.
Was.
I mean, well, no, it can't be now, because now he is joining. Yeah. He's putting up his Intercontinental against Dom again. Yeah, I can see that. Especially if Becky joins the other side.
If Becky joins the other side, I can definitely see that. Yeah, he did. That's what I mean. That is exactly what I'm saying, Dom. Matt Cardona should not have. He could have come out to the music, but he should have been Matt Cardona. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler. Come out to the music, but you
right. I think the reason they did it,
Nick Nemeth.
It gets that pop. You say Matt Cardona and you have Zack Ryder's music playing, it's just not going to sound right. Same with Dolph.
Yeah, but you think about it. The pop with Dolph didn't start. I mean, they didn't say his name. They hit his music, and the pop happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have done the same thing. Woo, 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 woo. I mean, it doesn't. in his music, it doesn't say. I mean, unless his music says, "Hey, I'm Matt, I'm Zack Ryder." Dolph Ziggler's music doesn't say, "Hey, I'm Dolph Ziggler," right? You could play their music, you could throw the graphics up there, but come out as who you are today, who
And
you
maybe
represent.
they thought because of what Cena said, old guys who were here before that aren't now, they just figured, okay, well, we'll bring these guys back,
Yeah,
one time off thing, and then go that way.
right?
Cena might have said that, yeah.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Very, very, very true. I mean, I cannot agree more with you there. There are too many that just go ahead and don't have a clue. You know, I mean, say everybody can say what they want to say. And I know there are a lot of people who love Jay Uso and everything, but the truth is he's an entrance right now.
Yeah.
Unless something happens with him, unless he turns, on his team at War Games. I mean, I don't know what can happen, and I'm not saying I think that would be a good idea to happen, but it just seems as though
I mean, that's almost
there
like,
seems to be there's going to be more. There's going to be more to this.
right. Because if you look at the teams, it almost looks like a squash match. You look at the Vision's team compared to Punk's team, aside from and Roman, and then on the other side you'd have Logan Paul. They're the only two that just it looks like a squash match to me.
Yeah, like
I mean,
it's 4-on-1.
Yeah.
Right, because you figure, between Reed and Braun, and then Brock, and Braun and Bronson and Drew. My Lord.
Yeah, and you couldn't pick some bigger guys to join. I mean, you don't have many, but I mean, is this a place that maybe Cody turns? I don't know. I can't see them turning them yet.
I don't think so. I think he's way too over.
If they do turn him,
I
it will
mean,
be after John.
he's way too over, and he is good in the ring, and
Right.
he's good on the mic. Jay is over from the popcorn stand, to the ring, and then even when he's doing his little,
Right.
that type of stuff. But once he gets into the matches, he's not.
Yeah. That would, but Otis, I just don't think he could handle it.
Otis climbs to the top. Well, I think we have to look at it this way. The injury to Seth has got to go ahead and made some unbelievable, crazy changes have to happen.
Right.
Because I cannot believe that if Seth is 100% healthy, that they do the whole Braun Breaker, turn on him.
Right. And that's
So this is definitely a pivot for them. I just don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those things. How are you starting to position things? Because obviously Seth is going to want revenge. Are you going to tell me that Seth Rollins and CM Punk are going to become best of friends? Find that one hard to believe. I find that extremely hard to believe.
Yeah. I mean, looking at things, they're saying not until April next year, but anything's possible. WWE.
Well, yeah, you don't put You don't put anything against them. I would not go ahead and believe anything that they are saying 100%, especially when it comes to an injury after what they did.
Yeah, because there's a picture out there with him at somewhere with Stone Cold, and after the injury, and he's not wearing a sling anymore. So, how much that tells you, who knows? Like, was it a full injury, as bad as they were saying, or was it an injury that can heal quicker and it was part of the storyline? I don't know.
Well, I think it was not as bad. I think when they supposedly he had surgery, and when they went in there, it was not as bad as they thought it was going to be.
So he could return sooner. We don't know. Yeah, that's true. Because you had Cody's team win last year. I have a feeling you're going to see the Vision win this one. And you have Cena drop the belt back to Dom at Survivor Series. I can't see that happening. But they're saying it's a possibility, and he doesn't have a belt for his last match.
I mean, it could, in my opinion, it could go either way because he's going to lose. That's why I thought it would be that. That's why that's one of those things where this tournament was friggin' stupid because if you wanted to give Dom, if you wanted to give a big push or something along those lines, I don't see the thing that gets me is if there's supposed to be some kind of a push in John's last match, it can't be a heel. I don't think so. I don't think they've finished. I don't think they have finished with the teams yet. I don't think the women's team is finished. I know you're going to have.
They have the men's set.
Yeah.
Women's is. They're only showing 4 on each team for those.
Oh, then maybe they.
Oh no, there's 5. There's 2 TBAs, which one of them is going to be Charlotte Flair. Who they get for a 5th, who knows? Intercontinental set. Women's World Champion of Stephanie versus Nikki are the only ones set presently. So that would give you 1,
4.
2, 3, 4 matches. So you're going to have one more probably. What that's going to be, who the hell knows?
I mean, are you not going to have it be for a title?
Or what title are you going to put up? But Jade versus Bianca comes back before Survivor Series and have them 2 go at it? Be a terrible match, but still.
True.
Oh, Nikki's going to have a lot of them. And she is not going to win, I can tell you that.
I would be shocked if they had Nikki win. So the full card: Rhodes, Punk, Reigns of the Usos against Brock, Paul, McIntyre. There. Women's is Kabuki Warriors, Jax Legend, and a TBA. Now on this site that I'm looking at, they're saying that AJ is in. That it's Rhea, Io, Alexa, Charlotte Flair, and AJ. So it'll be interesting.
I can see that.
Cena, Dom, Stephanie, and Nikki. So that's 4 matches.
Yes, and they usually do 5. So I'm like,
starting at 6:30 on the East Coast.
This is not a 2-night event, is it?
No.
Okay.
3:30 on the West Coast.
That's an earlier start time, which is no biggie there for me. But
They gotta add at least another match, don't they?
the only one I can think of would be the Jade versus Bianca. Who else is there going to be? Unless they have. Oh,
Do they dare throw the Wyatt Six out there? Do they
that's, what I
dare?
thought they were, that's what I thought they were going to do. The Wyatt Six versus Solos faction as a War Games, but no, it's kind of like died off.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine they'd put, if they're going to do 5, they're going to have, right now they have 2 women and 2 men. Do they do a third women's? Solo matches on SmackDown is on SD versus Team Sammy. Yeah, so that won't be. I don't know either. Chuck, what MFT stands for.
Somebody told me it stood for My Family Tree.
That could be.
Which, see, there you go. I think that's who my someone was.
Well, what's with them painting their faces? I don't understand that.
That has to do, if I remember correctly, about I think they did that kind of stuff with New Japan.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what. Yeah, I agree, Dom. Or maybe they get out to the ring and what's his name comes back and says, no, we're not going to do this here tonight. We'll do it at Survivor Series. But the only other match that would make any sense would be Bianca versus Jade. I don't see anything else out there that'd be good for PLE. There's just not.
No, I agree. So, that's why so they're probably putting it on. So it's the old fashioned elimination one, which means that takes up that takes up a good portion of the show.
Right. That's what, next Saturday?
A week from this
Saturday after Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving. Yeah, because the War Games matches in the cage, the Survivor Series match was the old one, 5-on-5, and as a wrestler gets eliminated, they leave to give the
other team
the advantage to the other teams.
Yeah.
No, this PLE it's Survivor Series War Games.
Right. The one that's on SmackDown is going to be a typical Survivor
Series.
You'd get pinned or tap out, you're done.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
It doesn't make a lot of sense, Dom.
Because I don't see any other matches that would make sense to go onto a PLE. Because both your men's champions are in the main event. You have Jade. You have the other women's champion is already in a match. The tag team women's are in a match with War Games. So it would have to be at some point. Maybe this Friday.
No, you have to have John Cena.
Well, you had the John.
We already have John Cena. We already have John Cena. So there's your IC. So you have U.S. from a men's side. You have the U.S. title not there, and you have the Raw and the SmackDown Tag Team Championships not there. On the women's side, you already have the Tag Team Champs.
You have Stephanie.
And you have Stephanie. That would leave IC, U.S., and ICU and the other women's title, right? They're not Max. You wouldn't put Maxine or you wouldn't put Chelsea Green on this PLA, in my opinion. So the only women's match you would be Jade, but Jade would go up against who? Because some of her biggest competitors are already in the War Games match.
That's why I'm saying the only one I could see would be Bianca coming back this Friday and saying, "Hey, let's do this."
I don't know, Dom. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been, when would the last one? Were they with the tag belts on SummerSlam?
I thought they were. One of them was. I thought maybe not.
So it might have been August, Dom.
But yeah, maybe.
Unless you are Strowman to get counted out in a triple threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
It'll be interesting to see what happens Friday night.
Friday night will be interesting because you figure so when you look at like I was saying, when you look at this tournament, you have Rusev, you have Sheamus, you have Jey Uso,
Solo.
you have LA Knight, Gunther, Solo. Those are the ones that are for sure. You have Bronson Reed versus Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown.
Might as well say Bronson Reed there.
How Bronson Reed loses would be so shocking to me. Then you have Penta against Finn Balor.
I want to say that they're going to give that one to Penta possibly.
I'm not sure, Dom. I really don't know.
I'm going to assume that yes, because of the holiday, but who knows?
So what they're saying right now is this: the way round 2 goes is Sheamus, LA Knight, Rusev, Jey Uso. Solo will face the Penta Finn Balor winner. Gunther faces the Bronson Reed Carmelo Hayes.
That would be interesting. Gunther and Bronson Reed.
Now that match, the first quarterfinals, Gunther against Reed or Hayes, Solo against Penta or Finn, those take place on Raw on Monday, the 24th. The other four, so Jey Uso, so Rusev, Uso, Sheamus, LA Knight are on Friday, SmackDown the 28th.
That's interesting.
Then the to be determined versus to be determined. So there'll be one match. When it comes to the semifinals, there'll be one match on December 1st, one match on December 5th. Then those two will face each other on the Raw Monday, December 8th, with the winner then going to the PLE on Saturday the 13th.
Yeah.
Against John Cena.
And Dom, Ginter is not going to be released until December 3rd. It was supposed to be this week, but it got pushed back. Just saying.
It's probably the only thing to look forward to.
Yeah, because you have Chrome Update and Cosmic, but those things are crap.
Cosmic never seems to have anything good. It would be nice to see Penta win, Chuck.
It would be, yes. There you go, Dom. You got a good idea there. There's still no checklist for Ginter yet, so the thing is, I don't think you're getting the box loader card this time, which is fine with me.
And you're down to 2 hits.
Yeah. Hopefully, if they do anything like they've been doing with Update with boxes having 4 and 5 hits in them, And maybe they make it up for better hits. I don't know. Yeah, archives. That's right. That's coming out too.
Oh, we are getting archives?
That's I think either December 12th or December 17th. I can't
Hmm.
remember which one that is. Yeah, they had a pre-order the other day for it.
Oh, I missed that.
I did order 2 of the penny cards though, just to see what I get. The Topps release. I said I'll see what I get.
The
Yeah, but
fundraiser,
it was a good thing though, Dom.
man, that was long.
It was. There's got to be a better way of doing what
It was
does.
funny though. It seemed that every time that like I walked away from my computer, you were winning. Your name would come up. And then when you kind of weren't around, my name came up.
Yeah. You did real good in it. So did Dommy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Lawson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but select is I'm sorry.
Select baseball, but what are you going to get?
Yeah, I know, right? I have no idea who they're going to put in that one.
The fundraiser will go. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. It was fun. But if we didn't have to do another fundraiser for a long time, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be really, really okay with us not having to go ahead and do one of those, for a while.
And there's going to be people that don't agree with me to this, but I don't feel that Shayla really needs the help anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love her, but I just don't feel it's necessary. There's other people we can help.
When was that one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just saying it is a ridiculous release date. That's what I was going to say. Shouldn't hers be coming soon? I thought, wasn't hers supposed to be a September thing?
Oh, according, he says allegedly Select is coming out Christmas Eve. Is that Select Baseball? Because I'm looking at Beckett and they said that was released, subject to release on November 6th of this year. So did it get pushed back that far?
So Shayla's was in September and I missed it?
Yeah. Well, no, did he? I don't remember him doing one in September. Maybe he did. Let me find out here in a minute.
Because was it one of those things where they were going to try and do something every September?
I think that's what they wanted to do. Because he was talking about he's setting up for one for her. So let me.
Joe's wasn't funny planned and got moved up. Oh, Shay's didn't happen. Joe's wasn't funny. I don't understand. Yeah, I know Joe's wasn't funny. Oh, fully. Got it.
Yeah, it was around between September and November is when he usually does the one for Shayla, which I think he said looking at like February of next year for it.
Oh, I thought he was trying to do something before she went to college.
I think we did do that because she's already in college, I believe. The last one we did, I believe. I can't remember anymore. We've done so many for him, and don't get me wrong, I love that we do that, but there are other people we could help in the community. But hey, it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, she's now a junior, so
Oh wow.
What we did for Joe was awesome. I don't know how much we raised. I haven't talked to Mike, but I'm sure it was a good chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean, it would surprise me if it wasn't. I mean, What didn't they sell 700 and
750 spots or 760 something like in that range.
yeah, not I don't know that actual spot sold that because that wouldn't have counted the giveaways, right?
No, this was actually spots sold. I think it was 757 maybe. I don't remember 100%. I agree, Don, if we're going to do one, it should happen before the end of the year. But according to Mike, I think he said he's going to wait till next year. But who knows?
So 7 at $5 a ticket.
Be 3,500.
And then if anybody else just donated some cash and stuff like that.
But you've also got to think that if that was just straight up $5 a spot, nobody did the 5 for 20. Kind of got to count that in. I mean, I would say we probably raise at least 2,500 to 3,000 for them. The law can drive it's impossible to cover medical costs.
Which are it's not going to cover, but I mean, you know what? It does take a little bit of burden off. It does, at least it does a little bit, from that standpoint, Yeah, so if you're saying about 2,700, you know what? I mean, hey, he gets a couple, if he gets $1,000 bill here, $1,000 bill there, at least it's not, I mean,
it helps. Every little bit helps out.
Yeah.
With funeral costs and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good deal. I mean, came up, just out of the blue. It happened, so it's kind of like okay, something you can't predict. So,
and there were like 110 prizes or something like that.
I think something like that. It was huge. There's got to be a different way to do it to make it go a little bit quicker, though.
The only way you would go, I guess, the only way you could do it quicker. See, the issue you have is if you tried to random the prizes, you don't want, and people are not going to want what they donated.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
You know what I mean? That would be the that would be the thing, right? So, I think it's one of those things where what I would do, and sorry if you did donate and you can't make it, but what it should be is, look, guys, if here's when it's going to be. We understand that you cannot go ahead and may not be here.
Yeah, there you go. Put a timer on selecting a prize. I agree with that.
You put a timer on it, or you say, hey, you know what? Lawkin's not in the room. If Lawkin knows he's not going to be there, or I know, or anybody's not going to be there, if you say, hey, you know what? John, I'm not going to be able to make it. You're going to be there. If my name comes up, text me and I'll respond. But it's not one of those things of, well, I think so-and-so would like to hold on. Let me text them. Wait, they haven't replied back yet, but they did go ahead and read it. It's like, hey, you got 1 minute. You start a timer, 1 minute. You didn't. Yep. Boom. You put all the prizes on the wheel. You spin the wheel. Bang.
Yep. Next person gets it. Yeah. I agree. Half the people on the stream need to shut up. Right. Yeah, I agree with you, Don. Believe me.
Yeah.
It should have just stayed with Jeff and Mike, and that's it. If other people wanted to join in when they started opening the boxes at the end, okay, that's fine. They just blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you get a minute to choose. You're not there to choose. We spin again. The next person gets it.
Now that's not a bad idea. Your name doesn't come off the wheel, but you know what? You get a minute. You can't. You spin the wheel again. Next name that comes up, bam. Yeah.
Yep.
That's
because
not that's a
it can be
pretty good.
moving a little bit
That's
more.
pretty decent.
Should have thought of that when we had our backstage stuff. But look, give them a minute. They aren't there, boom. Even if it was me and I wasn't there. Like I wasn't there when I won the jersey. I did mention that, if I was picked, then yes, that's the first thing I wanted, but that's going to end up going as a Christmas gift anyway. So I don't want
Yeah.
it.
No. I mean, I get it. I get it completely. From that standpoint. I mean, they're it is what it is. If they they have, you know, hopefully they'd be up for suggestions as you move along.
Well, that's where Chuck, you could do like he did, where you picked, okay, your top 5 that you would want and go down your list. That way, that person, if they did have to work, okay, well, it's not going to take us 10 minutes to decide what you want. Here's the first, boom, boom, boom. Good way to sell a lot less spots. I don't think it would change anything. Because as long as you're able to get in, okay, this is what I want, my top 5 picks, it should be fine.
And I mean, I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying don't try and reach out to the person.
Right.
But I mean, you have to have some kind of a time limit to it. It can't be, I mean, you can't. It can't be, that it can't be 3-4 minutes. And I'm not saying that happened every single time, but there were a couple of times where even if it wasn't that long, it seemed like it was that long.
Yeah.
From that standpoint, when Dom couldn't be there, Dom went ahead and, he said to me, "Hey, these are the 3 things that I want if they're still around if I pick."
Right.
Okay, here you go, boom. I get boom. But
No,
don't get me
right.
wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chuck is not wrong in that it's not necessarily that it is fair to people, but I guess from the same token, you could kind of do it the other way of saying, and it would cost money, but to Chuck's point, if Chuck says, "Well, I have to work on Saturday," if I'm only going to get a minute or 2 minutes, if my name comes up, I'm actually working. I have a job. I'm outside. I'm doing construction, so on and so forth. I can't go ahead and, I can't go ahead and, take the time or make sure that I'm available, but that I'm not going to go ahead and buy any spots.
Right.
If that happens, what I hope those people would do is at least say, "You know what? I was going to I'll give $10 as a donation."
Easy way is 2 wheels, one for winner, one for the prizes. If you win your own prize, you save shipping. Got a point there. I agree. Who wants the rambling was too much. That's why I think it should have just been Jeff and Mike. Done with it. The other guys can come in at the end when he's opening boxes or whatever, but just to keep the stream moving a little bit faster. And I know Mike needs breaks and stuff like that to go out. You're going to want to get up and move, but that could have been a 4-hour stream at most and been done. It wouldn't have taken that long. But it is what it is. We did do, I mean, it's frustrating. We did good. But it's just some fine tuning that needs to be done, in my point.
Yeah. And my, my hope is that we don't have to do another one of these for a while.
Yes.
That's my goal.
Exactly. I mean, if we do it, I'll be there, but I will not have any money for it. That's for sure. Not with Christmas coming up.
You can't do one before. You can't do one now.
Not right now, no. You'd have to wait.
You really need you at the earliest. You're talking February.
That's
You
what
can't
I
even do one in January.
No, because you have everybody paying their bills back. February, March would be your good time for one if you're needed to do one.
I am in Birmingham, Alabama, sir. Birmingham, Alabama.
Anyway,
Home of nothing.
Chuck, I understand. Believe me, brother.
Yep. Pretty soon, I'm going to have a lake house. I won't be able to go ahead and afford anything.
You have to sell the Jeep.
Well, that ain't happening. I'll put oars in the boat before I'll go ahead and sell the Jeep. Sorry, no gas. We won't be tubing, but hey, we could at least do something. You won't have to worry about getting knocked off in the water. Well, that everybody. Sounds like you should move. Yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of time in Alabama. I was telling Beast over the next over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to spend way too much time in Alabama. Way too much. So,
Well, you'll be home for Thanksgiving at least, right?
no, I'm going to be in Huntsville, Alabama, at my daughter's.
Well, you'll be with family. It's not like you're.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I leave tomorrow. We go to North Carolina to check on the house for the weekend. I get a day home Monday. I get Tuesday morning home. Then we head Tuesday afternoon and head to Huntsville. I'll be in Huntsville till probably Sunday. Come home Sunday. Wake up Monday. Go get a rental car. And then go to Birmingham until the 12th of December.
Well, if you're going to be there Tuesday night, sharpen your skills up on Bears football. That's who we're going against, the all-time Bears.
Okay.
And they did not pick the guys you would think they picked.
Really?
Like their quarterback is Sam Furlick or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Sid Furlick or something like that. It's like they didn't pick like a bunch of 85 Bears. They only picked like Walter Payton. That was it.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
So, wait, thank you guys.
I don't know if you or Anthony filled out the sheet, but if you can get it back to me.
I think Anthony was doing that, I believe.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll check with him.
It's Tuesday night.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern.
And it'll be the Bears.
The Bears, all-time greats, and then we get to pick our team. So,
Yep.
Should be a good night. We did lose last week by 3 points, but
what a shocker! 3 points.
All right. But anyway, we
thank everybody. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate
you hanging out with us.
Be treated.
You got it. Catch you later.
Peace.